Judge Ivanka can't weasel out of Trump org fraud trial testimony. Former White House advisor Ivanka Trump just got compelled to testify against her family in a $250 million lawsuit seeking to dissolve the Trump Organization, in a contentious argument in the New York versus Trump civil suit. The state wanted to call Ivanka Trump as a witness because she rented, with an option to buy, a penthouse in Trump Tower with two wholly separate valuations. The state would like her to explain the discrepancies. Today, the judge ruled that the state had every right to get Ivanka's testimony and that she would be subpoenaed to testify in the trial. It leaves Trump's eldest daughter with no good options. Television attorney Joyce Vance sets out in her Substack article why Ivanka is a necessary witness, but there has been testimony at trial about the valuation of Ivanka Trump's penthouse in her father's Trump Park Avenue property. No longer a defendant, she is nonetheless a fact witness in this regard, and it seems likely she'll be ordered to testify. In 2011, Ivanka Trump signed a rental agreement with an option to buy a penthouse on her father's property. The Attorney General says that although Ms. Trump has denied it, she benefited from insider pricing. She had an option to buy the penthouse for $8.5 million, but the Trump Organization's financial statements valued the unit at $20,820,000. Since this type of price manipulation falls within the core allegations in the lawsuit, James should be permitted to call Trump, pre-trial deposition or no. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than with a $12,500,000 discrepancy in valuation. Ivanka Trump may well have to choose between dad and perjury. That's probably why she fought the subpoena so vigorously. The former prosecutor Vance notes that it shouldn't be a tough call. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. It is impossible to imagine the frequently indicted Donald J. Trump sacrificing himself for anyone, even his beloved child Ivanka. With all the litigation going around, including the criminal trials, it is going to be everyone for themselves anyway in the Trump family. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. Both of her brothers, Don and Eric, are tied up in the massive suit. Indeed, Ivanka should use every business lesson her father ever taught her and sell out the other party to protect herself, even if it's her own dad. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. Maybe she really is Ivanka Kushner now? Next week is going to be extremely difficult for the Trump family, based on a new NBC News report. The AG's office plans on calling both of the boys this coming week. The brothers are still executives in the family business. Donald Trump Jr. is scheduled to testify on Wednesday, Eric Trump on Thursday, then Ivanka Trump on Friday. Their dear old father will return to the witness stand on Monday, November 6 after earlier this week being adjudicated as not credible when Judge Engoron imposed a contempt fine for violating the court's limited gag order. Wallace said the New York AG's office will rest their case following Trump's testimony. If NY's AG Letitia James still wants Trump to go last, Trump's testimony may come later. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. His fate is literally in her hands. Judge Arthur Engoron disrupted the timing of the trial when he ruled Ivanka would testify. And he allowed her time to appeal the ruling, giving her until November 7. Ivanka's attorneys had argued that the AG's office was simply trying to harass and split the Trump family with her brothers and father. Tem's team responded strongly, according to the NBC News report. While no longer a defendant in this action, she indisputably has personal knowledge of facts relevant to the claims against the remaining individual and entity defendants. But even beyond that, Ms. Trump remains financially and professionally intertwined with the Trump Organization and other defendants and can be called as a person still under their control. The argument won out, as one might expect, because it's beyond question that Ivanka is still intertwined. She is likely to lose any appeal and may decide to. No, she will likely appeal. That's how she parachuted out of responsibility for the massive fraud case in the first place, by winning an appeal. The Trumps always try to buy more time to live another day. But the calendar keeps chugging along, and accountability may soon come. Speaking of accountability, Judge Engoron ruled that Trump violated his gag order on 2 occasions, and the check has arrived today. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. The entire filing on the violation can be read here, along with the letter and the judge's ruling. A photo of the check is below. I can be reached at jasonmichiak@gmail.com and on X at jasonmichiak. Editor's note: this is an opinion column that solely reflects the opinions of the author. Jason Michiak. Jason Michiak is an associate editor and opinion writer for Occupy Democrats. He's a Canadian-American who grew up in the Pacific Northwest. He is a trained attorney, but for the last 5 years, he's devoted his time to writing political news and analysis. He enjoys life on the Gulf Coast as a single dad to a 15-year-old daughter. Hobbies include flower pots, cooking, and doing what his daughter tells him they're doing. Sign up to get all of my posts by email right here, latest posts.